stuck here. The cops won't bother me. Well, here is Gettysburg. We're officially inside the park. You can see a very large memorial over there. Let's go check it out. It's kind of funny there. This was a war between the North and the South of the United States. And currently we have a war between the left and the right. It's just kind of crazy that people don't see it that way, but it's like an internet war. It's quite an amazing memorial. And you can go up to the top. Actually, I think they closed the top part because it's the coronavirus thing, but this is a really large park, and it is quite an amazing piece of history. You see all of these battlefields. I mean, this is like one entire large battlefield. I think, what, 50,000 men died here? That's a lot. It's a cyclist here. Starting to see more the town area here. There's a lot of cyclists. There's a lot of businesses that cater to people that come here and live up with the history. Look, there's the little restaurant and lounge biker bar thing. There's a lot of cruisers. Cruisers love fried food. That's something that happens a lot. You can tell from their bellies that they love fried food and saturated fat. Be the exact center of Gettysburg. And surprisingly, there's actually quite a few people hanging out here. Downtown Gettysburg. Oh, by the way, there's no helmets required for riding motorcycles in Pennsylvania. So that lady that just went by with her guy riding, that's part of the law. This is why America is kind of strange. You go from one state to another and it's just like no helmet laws. Wow, there's actually quite a few people here in the middle of the town. I'm actually just going to go around the circle. Man, this is quite packed. I didn't realize that there would be so many people here. And it's kind of fascinating, like looking around. Man, there's a lot of people setting up some sort of outdoor selling. Man. Oh, look at that. That's a really cute town. I think I'm gonna make a right here. This guy doesn't know what lane he's supposed to be in. I come here in the summer when it's like super hot and humid. It's disgusting. Gasoline. Thanks, man. Look down the video, there's like all of these trees, but there's hills there. And the problem is when you're marching from here straight and you want to overtake those hills with troops, even if there's less troops, you're not going to be able to overtake them because they're much further up. I mean, that's common sense, right? But there was quite a few people that died there. Some guy on a sport bike actually revving his bike. How tacky is that? You're in a battlefield, idiot. Anyway, right up there, guys, that's the hill. That's the important hill that the troops were trying to capture. And it's a little bit hard to see, but there's like a lot of people up there, and from that vantage point, you had a very good shot of incoming troops. So a lot of people died right about where I'm standing, really. So when you live in DC, there's a lot of battlefields, but this is the most important one. Lots of people dying here. Really humbling being in this battlefield. You know, when you're in the internet and you're active in these discussions, and just a while ago there was a lady that was being doxxed, and it was kind of strange because they almost, and I say they, and perfectly good people, but I think there's like this very strange group mentality, and right now people want to almost lynch each other, and I've never like really witnessed anything like that. And I think being around here, I started to realize that, you know, we're all gonna die, and it's just such a waste to be fighting online for reasons that are inconsequential. And one of the problems is that people take snippets, and just like journalists use snippets of headlines, and people read the headlines and they make a conclusion based on a little tiny amount of time. They call somebody a racist, or they call somebody a homophobe based on a little snippet, a headline, a 2-second video. And a lot of it, I think most people are good. Most people mean good in the world. I think some people are misguided, but the idea of like online justice is kind of insane. There are people that deserve it. You know, there's people that do really bad things, but the people that I'm seeing doxxed is kind of crazy. And I don't know, it just seems that people have lost a lot of their rational thinking. I think once in a while it's kind of good to come to a place like this. It's kind of peaceful. Even when you're on a motorcycle, it feels peaceful here. We're going towards Little Round Top at this point. Man, I've never seen Gettysburg this packed. I don't come here too often, but I do come here like at least once a year. So that is Little Round Top, and that's the important piece here. And I think whenever like I come here, there is like something in the air, man. I just imagine right here, this flat battlefield. You had to walk to get to that hill. You had to get up there, and then you got shot at. Your friends got shot in the head. Man, I mean, just to go up onto that hill and knowing that you will most likely die, it's an insane proposition that I think a lot of people in this day and age are not brave enough to go through. See, this is that hill, and here's another pretty cool statue. Little Round Top. So this hill, man, just climbing this little hill, it might as well been a mountain. I think people had a little bit of shelter behind this hill, but I mean, as soon as you got to where this road is, you can bet there was somebody that got killed here. Oh, you got a flat tire. When you're riding around Europe as well, you do see the same sort of thing here. You see people that died in Europe. You know, Europe is even worse when it comes to battles because it's got a much bigger history. But this was a nasty war for the Americans. Tour bus. Generally where people come and they look down at the valley or to the flatter part, but I find it much more interesting to look up at the hill, because I think like going up the hill is really the struggle to capture the hill. Well, squids, thanks for riding with me. That was Gettysburg. Fantastic place to come if you can afford to make it out here. It's beautiful, especially when it's beautiful weather, but even then it's worth coming to. And of course the Ninja 250 is a phenomenal bike that not a lot of people see much point anymore except me. I like quirky bikes, you know, mainly because I'm very quirky. As usual, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Life's a fragile thing here. One minute you're chewing on a burger, the next minute you're dead meat.